Put your money intact, put your money intact. Invest and show that your money come back. Put your money intact, put your money intact. Invest and show that your money come back. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack. One child, one youth, one tack. Tack, 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 tack. Become financially free. Join the abundance community, diaspora city. Yeah, we got global accessibility. Your future, your currency. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack. One child, one youth, one tack. Tack, 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 tack. Become financially free. Join the abundance community, diaspora city. Contact our website or social media for more info. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack. One child, one youth, one tack. Tack, 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 tack.
Welcome, TACC family. Welcome, Tiashans. I hope you had a great week and you're having an awesome day. This is another important training facilitated by none other than our Chief of Staff, the Global Youth Ambassador, Mr. Ortyom Aondo. Chief of Staff, we just want to let you know how much we appreciate you. We appreciate your steadfastness. We appreciate your commitment. We appreciate your hard work. We appreciate your passion. We appreciate all the teachings that you give to us so often. We so appreciate that. You are one of the top meaningful specifics in TACC, and we really value you in TACC. Our Chief of Staff is going to speak to us on TACC, the coin for emancipation. The floor is yours, Chief of Staff.
All right. Can anyone hear me? Can you hear me? Testing, testing, testing. Hello, one, hello, all.
Clearly, we hear you.
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes. All right. Good morning. Good evening. And good afternoon, wherever you are joining us from. This is a global platform, and so our time cuts across different zones. At my side here is night. It's 8:07 p.m. I believe in Ghana it should be 7, and the same in Liberia and Sierra Leone. In South Africa it should be around 9 o'clock now. So, and in Antigua it should be afternoon now. Yes, and the US too. I think it's either morning or afternoon. So we all span from different time zones. United together on a common platform to advance the goal of humanity and achieve the very reason why we're here. So thank you, Dr. Delia, our assistant, and her assistant, Joelka, and Ms. Nikiba, the newly appointed Assistant Director of Training. And thanks to all the actions that have been steadfast, that have been meaningful in this journey so far. You know, I was listening to a very wise person, and he said, we end up disappointing ourselves in life because when we try this thing and the thing fails, we move on to the other thing, and when the other thing fails, we move on to the other thing, and when we face challenges in the other thing that we have faced, we move on to the other thing. Now we forget to understand that the grass is only green because somebody at that side has watered it, and this phenomenon has affected we here in Africa, especially because despite we having the abundance mineral resources and everything that human being needs to thrive on this planet is needed in Africa. Africans are the only people on this earth that don't need to travel out in order for them to sustain their lives. But Africans are running out of Africa in droves through the Mediterranean, risking their lives in the desert. And France alone takes out $500 billion out of Africa on a yearly basis. $500 billion is no joke. And this is the same continent that people call poor and wretched. Yet France take out $500 billion out of it on a yearly basis. So, uh, we're living in times where uh, the entire world is undergoing disruption now, and it seems the veil has been lifted, and Donald Trump has just been sworn in now, and he's lifting. Donald Trump is disrupting the entire planet, and to be honest, I know. Um, Dr. Delia said she knows Donald Trump is my favorite president because she asked me why Donald Trump is my favorite president. I said Donald Trump is my favorite president because he's kicking our ass. Sorry, but that is what it is. We black people, we need a president that is as blunt as Trump. And at least I've read about a lot of presidents that have governed America, even the gentleman that dropped bomb in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Harry S. Truman. I read all about most of these people. Lincoln, who freed the slaves from the South, and most of these people. I mean, Donald Trump is the best. He stated it as it is. He's deporting our people back to their countries. He's deporting our people back to their countries, especially Africans, and he's doing away with illegal migration. He's also ending citizenship rights. And he's cutting aid. I mean, the little days that Donald Trump has taken office, he has shook the entire planet on the. Donald Trump has shaken the entire planet on his foundation, and everybody is panicking now because
You're going you're
and
going in and
most of what
out.
this gentleman is doing now is really.
You're going in and out
How
with
about
your
now?
stuff. Yeah, we're not understanding. We're hearing you sometimes, but not all the time.
The network seems to be very bad at my location here. Then,
Okay, we're
all
hearing
right,
you
can you hear
now.
me now?
Yes.
All right, so I said most of the policies that are being done under Trump, the people that will be affected more with this policy are we black people. It is we. And when somebody bullies you like that, it is not enough to just insult them. When somebody tell you the truth of who they are, like what Donald Trump is doing, we don't need to hate him or to get angry and start calling him names. No. So when people tell us truth, instead of us to get angry and start making transformation within us, see how we can change. So what Donald Trump is saying about us, he first of all he calls Africa a shithole country. So are we to get angry or are we to start asking the question, are we truly a shithole country? If we are, then let's try to change it. If we are not, then why are we angry? So now, today's topic we're looking at TACC, the coin for emancipation. And what does the word emancipation mean? The word emancipation means to free from restraint, control, or power of another. Now, virtually every great nation that has been built. Let us start with America as an empire. America did not start because they didn't just start because they wanted a country. These were people that were actually under captivity. Now you cannot emancipate somebody that is free, right? Somebody that is free, there's no need for you to go and emancipate them. There is no need for you to go and free them. They are already free. Now, Europe, when Europe went through what is called the Dark Ages during their medieval time, and during this time, there was a lot of oppression. There was a lot of persecution of people who tend to think outside of the normal convention. So religion was ruling. That is why it is called the Dark Ages, because religion ruled, and everything was dark. You can't. The Bible said that when this gentleman was fighting a war, he commanded the moon to stand still. On which we all saw that it's not compatible with science. The moon doesn't move. The moon is static. And one of those theories that the churches promoted is that it is the theory of geocentrism, that the Earth is at the center of the planet. The Earth is at the center of the planet, and every other planetary body revolves around the Earth. So this is the teachings of the church. When science started coming out and science started proving what the church has taught, to emancipate people from what the science has world, from what religion has taught people. Uh, it was this guy, Niccolo Copernicus, that first of all came out with the theory of heliocentrism, where he said that no, actually, the Earth is not at the center of the universe, at the center of our galaxy or our solar system. It is actually the sun that is at the center of our solar system, and every other planet, including our Earth, revolves around it. This got them killed. Some of them got burnt at a stake. So the oppression was so toxic. The European environment was so toxic that people started running to America to emancipate themselves. And one thing is that when people are oppressed throughout history, when people are oppressed, you cannot oppress the people forever. They must find a way to escape. Freedom is our natural birthright. The human being has an innate desire for freedom. So you can enslave a people, but you can never enslave them forever. So when Europe was so toxic for some of these intellectuals to stay, and they started migrating to the New World, which is the Americas, Britain still extended their colonialism there. And when the Britain that are America felt that okay, now we're becoming powerful, we need to fight the mother Britain and break away, they started fighting to emancipate themselves from the toxicity of Europe. And that was how America fought the war for independence and all these things, and they emancipated themselves from the shackles of oppression. And guess what? The irony of it is that while they were fighting for freedom to free themselves from Britain that was oppressing it as a colony, America was at the same time enslaving blacks. So while you are fighting to free yourself from slavery from Britain, you're also enslaving other people. What an irony! What an what an irony! So again, this was what gave black people more courage to fight for their rights as well, because they saw that the Americans they fought to emancipate themselves, and they are still under slavery. So now it has been proven that nobody can be enslaved forever. We are in an era where our people are in total subjugation. When you understand how this world is run now, you understand that we are literally modern day slaves. No mincing words. I'm speaking like Donald Trump now. We are literally slaves, modern educated slaves, modern educated slaves. So slavery has not ended. It's a process where these people went with us. It started with trade. From trade, they went to slavery. From slavery, they saw that, okay, slavery is not sustainable. Let's move to colonization. So colonization is not sustainable. They moved to new colonialism, which is imperialism, what we are facing now. Imperialism and new colonialism, which Kwame Nkrumah has warned us about, is a process where the person that is pulling the string is no longer there physically with you. They have left your country. They are put in systems that are governing you, and they have left you. It's like a machine. They created a machine and they left, and the machine is self-reinforcing itself. Our court system, our educational system is not ours. Our laws are not ours. The way we run our economics. In the old Africa, there is no such thing as hunger. They testify. They say when you come, one thing I know, and some of these things, even if you go to our villages today, you will see the trends. One thing I know for sure is that when you go to Africa, when you go to a typical African village, you will never see even our animals die of hunger. Even our animals don't die of hunger. These trends are still there in our villages. The only thing you will say about an African is that maybe they just live according to how nature provides. Like, you don't take more than you want from nature. That has been our undoing, because we believe that we are part of nature. While people that don't care about how nature operates, they exploited nature, use it and dominated us. But an African is never hungry. We are morally upright. We are so united that an African can travel from one village to another. My mom told me the story of my grandfather when he was traveling from one village to the next village when there was no phone. You won't hear a story of armed robbery. You won't hear a story of rape. This was the ancient African society. There is no story of hunger. But now we are all put under the boss. We are we believe we are now chasing illusion, thinking that is money. And that is why this topic is very important, because TACC as an entity is not only interested in your financial emancipation. Financial emancipation is dangerous if you are not mentally emancipated. As it is now, the last stage of colonialism or neo-colonialism that we are right now, the last stage of imperialism is mental colonization, and it is the most difficult. It is the most, it is easier for you to free an African freely, physically free an African from slavery than for you to free an African mentally. Some of these things, you'll be surprised that even people that have achieved significant success in their various areas of their life, somehow they are still struggling with this virus of enslavement mentally. I begin to wonder, these are people that run affairs. These are people that, sorry, these are people that run our affairs. People that, um, when you get when you get to know them more, you get to understand that these people don't even understand what is going on, but somehow, they have managed to like make a name for themselves. And now, living in this era where we are striving as a community in order for us to liberate ourselves mentally. And the journey in TACC is that it's not everybody that is going to make it. That is why at the right time, at the right time, um, people who do not belong in TACC will be shaken off. I've said it over and over again, and it will happen. It will happen in a way that nobody even expects. I've said it over and over again. TACC is is um what you do for TACC, even your most secret of play in the most secret of places, it will reveal itself in the open. It will not hide. If you are somebody who really want the progress of TACC, in your private of life where nobody is seeing you, you will do things to make sure that TACC moves forward. But if you are somebody who is in TACC for selfish purposes, in time TACC will vomit you out. This thing, and I've now seen the reason why the society is how the society is the way it is. You go to the church, you will see only a few group of people leading the majority. You go to politics, the people that are Nigeria is more than 300 million. They say we are around 230 million, but I don't think so. We are around 300 million population. And the people that are ruling us, eating all our money, are not even up to 5 million. How is that possible? That a nation like Nigeria, people that are ruling ruling us for years, that are holding us captive, are not in a nation of 300 million people. People that are holding us captive are not up to 5 million or even 4 million. It is like that everywhere because the majority of people don't think beyond that idea. I don't know if this is how the matrix was designed to, because again, you will see even the script said the door is narrow. Truly, the crown is not for everyone. But what must we do? What must we do in order for us um to emancipate ourselves? Because truly, as it is now, we are in slavery. Literally, and I just get to understand that Nigeria is not even a country. In fact, what Nigeria was before Britain took control over it was just it's like, okay, let me give you a typical example of how Nigeria started. It's like we forming TACC now as an organization. Okay. And now Chief Abundance will say he's sending some Tiashans to Ghana to go and subjugate Ghanaians with guns and mortars, and then take over Ghana as a country and run Ghana as a business, as a business, um, as a business place. This was what Royal Niger Company did to Nigeria. They came to Nigeria. A company came to a country where there are different kind of people. subjugated the people, turned the people into slaves, and then run this company for years, and then sold that company to British government. Like you are selling. Can you imagine this? Like a company selling a country to selling a country to another country. And after they sold us, now Britain now in 1960, now Britain did what they call us a forced independence. It wasn't an independence again. They were giving us back to the companies. Now it is companies that are ruling Africa, not even Nigeria alone. Nigeria, Ghana, every African country today, with the exception of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, is a British colony. We are literally a British colony. We are not free. How can we overcome all these obstacles? How do we bring, because what you are saying here is that these things will not change. Nobody is coming to fix this situation for us. Nobody is coming to say, um, uh, black people or Africans, you have been so oppressed. Now is the time for us to set you free. It will never happen. Look at what Americans do with the British. The British didn't just give them independence. Nobody will give you freedom. Will give you freedom, and that is why sometimes I'm scared of this journey that overtook for TACC, because not that I'm not scared in a negative way. I'm scared in a way that the mindset that you have is not the mindset that another person has. So it might be as if you are chasing two different agendas. Like some people cannot die for anything. Now, no me go change. No me go change. This is what they say in PG. No me go change Africa. Oh. No me go change Nigeria. Oh. No me go change this thing. Oh. Like this is things. So when they see you trying to make that difference, they try to discourage you by all means, making you feel small, making you feel as if what you're about to do is you want to claim that you are a savior, but it is not that you are claiming that you are a savior. It is because you have more. And now this is how the universe is so mysterious in a way that the more empathy, there are some people that are called empaths, and these are highly spiritual people. I didn't even know that this thing is even read. It's when I started growing up and I began to read about it. I've been having this experience ever since I was a child. I can pick up somebody's pain easily, and I can feel as if that pain is mine. And the same way that person is feeling, somehow I'll be feeling. So something will happen in Congo. Children will die of hunger in Congo. I'm in Nigeria here. I've never been to Congo. Something will happen in South Africa. Something will happen in other parts of Nigeria. I'm here. I've gone out to protest against bad governance, against Boko Haram. But Boko Haram is not even in Benue. It's not even in Benue State. So these people that have this empathy, they tend to see the world in a different way. They see that what affects another person affects you, and it's literally true. What affects your neighbor affects you. And this is what every human being must have. A lot of us have it here in TACC. I can tell there's some people in TACC that have that spirit. Travelers have it too. You feel other people's pain like yours. When a black man is being killed because of racism, you feel it because it is yours. It is you that you have been killed. When a child cannot go to school, 20 million children cannot go to school in Nigeria now. I feel it to my bone. Sometimes this thing will make me, I'm even unable to sleep. So sometimes, and then, but again, it's so disheartening that it's not everybody that thinks about it this way. It's as if you are just alone in this world where you are thinking about. It's as if you are living illusions, where you are just living in fantasies, thinking the world is going to be better or you are going to change the world. But again, they said it is people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world that actually does. So the more you feel for people, the more change you strive to bring towards people. Like if you feel that you are connected to somebody, which truly you are, and the old African philosophy, which is of Ubuntu, you are connected to everybody. In fact, there is no such thing as our soul. Our soul is the same. Our blood is the same. Color pigmentation is something that was brought by some people in the 18 and 17th century. Otherwise, Asian society don't even know anything about color, but they've classified us against color. So these are the things that we must untie in our mind. And in order for us to move forward as a people, we must begin to really take our education seriously. We must educate ourselves about our history. We're not being taught about ourselves. We read about every other people, but we don't read about ourselves. I grew up reading books that has to do with snow. I've never seen snow in my life. All these things we think it doesn't matter. It affects you as a person. It affects your ability to be productive because you're not being trained. It's like taking a fish outside the river and putting it on a dry land. It will not be able to cope. This is what they have done to us Africans. They've taken us from our own essence and they're putting us on a different pedestal. And that is why, despite that, we have still find it hard. We have still find somehow to still struggle and make it. We need a strong people, but that will not be enough until we emancipate ourselves mentally. Emancipation mentally. But Mali said we must emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. Mental slavery is the worst. We are here. We want to build a financial organization. Some of us think we cannot. And I usually used to tell us, go back and read about people that have built similar things that you want to build. By doing this, you will find it that building TACC will become easier for you when you're facing challenges. Brothers and sisters, it's time for us to believe in ourselves. It's time for us to believe that we are born to do these things and nobody is coming to do it for us. Yes, we might feel tired, discourage all these things. And then you go back and start reading how the Europeans came to this continent and conquer us. They died, they paid the price. For somebody to keep coming to your continent for almost 200 years to be fighting you, in order for them to have your resources, know for a fact that they were persistent. They were very persistent. And if we must take back our rightful place, we must have that persistence in us. We must have that persistence, crazy persistence. Nothing is going to stop TACC. That is just a matter of fact. TACC is a done deal. It's done already. The only problem is that we must work on our mind. We must emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. How did these people do it? How are we going to do it? And how can we do it? Madam Blessing was telling me the other day that Ortyom, that she's so angry, she's posting on social media and they are deleting it, that we need to get our social media. I said, Madam Blessing, let's just make sure we build TACC to what it will become. Every other thing we follow. We are at the best place that we should be, which is in the area of money. We are controlling money. We are the future financiers. Once we get money right, nothing is going to stop us. And we will do it. It is scary. Don't you think it's one of the reasons why we are having challenges in TACC concerning the emails and all these things? It's because if you look at all the digital infrastructures that are built to host most of our activities, none of these things are owned by our people. Is that they are owned by Chinese or Indians, or they are owned by whites? We are nowhere. We are nowhere. Like, it's so scary. We are literally, I don't know. I don't know what to even, I don't know the adjective to use, but truly, we are still slaves, brothers and sisters. We are still slaves. If you think that slavery has, including me, I'm a slave. Ortyom is a glorified slave. How, 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 how can I call myself free where I cannot travel to other countries freely and other countries can travel to my country freely? I'm not free. How can I be free? How can I call myself free where I can't have stable internet? Sometimes, okay, where I am now, trying to get internet, is not. I'm not in my room. I'm hanging out somewhere just to get internet to have this training. Is that somebody who is free? I'm still a slave. I don't have 24 hours electricity. Is that freedom? I'm still a damn slave. In my country, children cannot go to school. 20 million children are out of school. I'm a slave. I'm a slave. No, nobody should lie to us that we are free as black people. We are still slaves. And Martin Luther King has said it. What affect one black, is it Martin Luther King or Malcolm X? You cannot escape this scenario or this reality as a black man wherever you are around the world. You cannot. As far as you're a black man, you are a victim. And unless we come together and build a house and build something that every human being is building, otherwise we'll go nowhere. We are educated. Slavery hasn't ended. It hasn't ended. It just changed form. And we are gladly participating. And the system that we are operating right now is a system that will never free us. It will never free us. It is breaking down. And a lot of us want to break down with it. You want to go back to a system that makes you work from morning to night and pays you a penny. At the end of the day, you retire without a pension. I told you my father was on 3 years pension, and he still wants me to go and work for the same government that we are owing him for almost 3 years before he died. So this is the cause that we must break. We must start thinking differently. How do we break away from these chains? Is by remaining united and saying to ourselves, enough is enough. People that built all the things that we use today, they were human beings. I believe I've dedicated my life for this cause, for this mission and vision, and nothing, like I've said before, nothing is going to stop me, and nobody is going to stop me. The most important thing is that I know for sure that I have come and I've done my part. And today, if I leave this wonderful planet, I will live smiling, knowing for a fact that I've planted something that will live forever. And you too, brothers and sisters, you should be proud that you were part of something this great. Do not take your activities in TACC or your contribution in TACC for granted. Do not. We are setting the record straight and we are going to do it. It might take time, but definitely we are not here to play. So it's 30 minutes already. I would like to stop here and welcome questions, opinions, or um, other initiative as it might come up. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief of Staff. Before we continue, Director Carr, can we stop and start the recording, please? Mr. Carr?
Yes, Director, yeah, I'm gonna stop the recording and stuff.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Carr. Chief of Staff, wow. We are so grateful for you. Thank you for such an enlightening presentation. I mean, it's another presentation that has really pierced our hearts. And Chief of Staff, I have to tell you, you are one person who will not die empty. You just spoke about that if you have to depart from this earth right now. You are one person who will not die empty. Who will die empty? What am I saying? Let me go back again and rephrase that. I said that wrong, Ms. Chief of Staff. Let's go again. You are one person who will die empty. Why? Because you have emptied out yourself for the betterment of our society. You give and you give and you give again. Every day, every day you just pour out yourself using the gifts that you have been blessed with. Chief of Staff, you will die empty. If you are called today, know that you have done the job that you were called to do because you do it every day, all the time. And we are grateful for you. We thank you. We hold you in high esteem. And thank you. And when you give these presentations, I know you are a reader. You do your research and you pierce our hearts. So thank you so much. So questions for Chief of Staff. We'll start with questions or comments for Chief of Staff, and then we will go to general questions. If you want to ask a question, you will need to raise your hand and I will call on you. I do have a question for you, Chief of Staff. You may have you have mentioned it. You did mention it in your discourse. You answered it, but I'm asking it again because I need you to reiterate and emphasize that answer. You spoke about mental colonization and mental enslavement. And you said that there are lots of people who are mentally enslaved. And so I want to apply that to this TACC community and to Tiashans. So consider a Tiashan who has not and is not able to break away from that mental enslavement. What are the implications for this TACC community? What are the implications for them as a Tiashan and the implications for their contribution to this community? That's my question, Chief of Staff.
Wow, that's a very deep, interesting question, Doc. Thank you. So, um, like I said, the most, the most powerful form of colonization is mental colonization, because in most cases, the person that is enslaved doesn't even know that he's enslaved. So, and I once did an audio in this community, and the audio caused an uproar. I think the doctor, you were not here back in those days. Um, I mean, I have to be called to order to apologize. But I was just trying to um, raise an awareness to tell our people that I wasn't here to make them angry. And I said, I don't see any reason why I will come to the platform and say I want to make Tiashas angry. But the I saw this is what I told them. I said the enemy of their soul has has hidden their greatest problems in what they love the most. The enemy of their souls, the person that has engineered their condition, has hidden their greatest problem in what they tend to love the most. Now, when I mentioned the name of that phenomenon, the entire community became on fire. Now, the implication of somebody that will not be able to free themselves from this mental colonization is that why they might get the money that TACC will produce, will create in the future, they might not use it in an effective way to really do what TACC. That is why Chief Abundance has always been saying that what will become of Tiashans when they finally become, because some of them are not free mentally, and you cannot give what you do not have. That is why we have always emphasized that you must pay attention to the message. You must make sure the education in TACC is more than the coin itself, because it is the education that will turn us into the things that we need to become. So Chief have always said that he's scared, and I understand, because those that do not even know that they are mentally enslaved. It's just like giving a monkey a loaded gun, and we all know what a monkey with a loaded gun can do. Somebody with that kind of money, they can become a force for evil, because they are not mentally emancipated. So that is one of the disadvantages to the TACC community. It will be that, okay, this person will say this person is a Tiashan. TACC cannot separate himself from TACC members. So this is what TACC has produced. So that would be like a stain on us, because Yes, this person got this money through TACC, but he didn't pay attention to what TACC was trying to preach, or to what TACC was trying to really change, you know. So, um, and at the end of the day, people like that too don't have hope. They get thrown out by the infinite or by the universe, because um, as somebody who the universe knows exactly this intelligence we are playing with, that we call the infinite, is so intelligent that everything about you is well designed. And the way we are the representation of that infinite, and our capacity is more than what we have been told that we have. And that is why our enemies, the enemy of our soul, has hidden our greatest problems in the things that we love, to distract us from those things. Because if we understand our true power, that we are gods and we are goddess, if you're a lady, which literally speaking, it is who we are. So in other words, you are the earth make visible, made conscious. You are the air made conscious. You are water made conscious. You are the sun made conscious. You are that God. There's no difference between you and God. You are God. So these are the things. These are the real knowledge that they hide from us. So when we don't understand these things, we operate in a way that we will get limited. They tell you that the world will come to an end. So some of these teachings have, personally, I'm a victim of these teachings, Doc. Personally, that sometimes as a child I'll be thinking of doing something, and I would think that the world will come to an end someday. So there's no need for me to even try it. In 2001, we were told that the world will come to an end. So we're living in this police barrack now. Everybody starts selling their things, their bikes, their motors, their cars, that the world will come to an end in 2020, in 2000. And the world didn't come to an end. So these are the subtle way that the enemy has used to keep us subdued, by telling us that the heaven that we want, before we access that heaven until we die. These are some of the ways that the enemy for our soul, have captured us. That the earth is not our home. That the earth is we are just passing here. Do not mind what is going on in the world. Do not mind if people are hungry. Do not mind if people are homeless. Do not mind if people are oppressed. They are just passing by. You go to one heaven. Meanwhile, we are the ones that are supposed to create that heaven here. The Chinese are developing at a pace that is unprecedented. They are doing their heaven right here. But the spell, the witchcraft that has been casted upon we black people, is that the mineral resources in Nigeria is not for us. Is for the people of the world. Our reward is in heaven. Yes, the gold in Ghana is not for Ghanaians to enjoy in Ghana now. It's for them to die. These are the spell. These are the subtle way the enemies fight our people, and these are the things that we must emancipate ourselves from. To understand that this is where we are called upon to make heaven. We are meant to bring heaven here. So, Doctor, I hope I didn't speak more, but let me just leave it here.
Okay. Thank you, Chief of Staff. All right. Any comments? Let's start with any comments on Chief of Staff's discourse, or any comments for Chief of Staff on his presentation. We'll start with that. If you want to speak, just raise your hand, because quite a few of you are muted. Any comments or questions for Chief of Staff? Let's start there.
Hello.
Go ahead, please.
Please, good evening. I want to stake my coins.
Hello. I
Hello.
asked for I didn't ask for general questions. Let's leave that for last, please. I asked for questions on the presentation. So if you have a question on staking on your coins, just hold that question for a while. I will call on you in a bit. Any questions on the presentation, or any comment on the presentation? That is what we're looking at now. Just raise your hand if you want to comment or if you have a question. Okay, so we'll move on to general questions now. Any general questions? So you can ask your question now, Mr. Carl. Mr. Carl, you can ask your question now.
Uh, my coin, I cannot stake it if the minimum amount is 30, and if I place 30 there, for me to continue staking, it's not coming.
Okay. Thank you for your question. Who can answer this? Any leader in the house, chief of staff?
Okay, I can't log into my account, so I don't know really what is happening because my account is affected by 12A, so I can't even get into my account. So I don't know what to say about that for now. Maybe I have to inquire.
Okay. And remember, Mr. Carl, they are building a new server. So maybe you should wait for the next 2 days when that server should be up. They said approximately 2 business days, and see what happens when you stake your coin. And if you're still experiencing that difficulty, then you can let us know.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Carl. Any other questions, general questions, any question whatsoever? Just feel free to ask, please.
Hello.
Go ahead,
Can I
Mr.
speak?
Johnny. Go ahead, Mr. Johnny.
Good day, House. My own is just a contribution, sort of an advice to the community. I noticed that many of us are unnecessarily panicking about our exchange. And I wouldn't blame some of us because of the fact that many of us have not taken time to reason towards that extent. Chief Abundance has been tirelessly working, tirelessly thinking, tirelessly doing everything possible to make sure he delivers. But the way we are antagonizing and speaking about the exchange, it looks as if we are being ungrateful. If I may say, the pressure we put on Chief Abundance in this exchange, if we put that type of pressure on our governance level in our communities or in our countries, I believe something must change. But in this case, we are not doing that. And we are only trying to discourage somebody who has sacrificed himself and the family and everything about him to make sure things come right to us as a people of color and his extended brothers and sisters or family. I think we should please move smoothly and gently. We shouldn't be too fast in this case because I know the Binance some of us are trying to compare with TACC and Bybit and all these things. Initially, Binance was just like a child's play. It never had P2P that made people to now start cashing out their local currencies the way they used to do before the Nigerian government clamped down on them. But somebody will expect a child who is born today to start walking, running, and even jumping and move ahead of other ones who are far below him or her in age. Things don't work that way. I've been trying to abstain from saying this, but frankly speaking, I'm not happy the way we've been handling this issue. And some of us should be very careful, please. We shouldn't discourage somebody or try to put somebody under pressure unnecessarily. If some of us can remember, Dr. Samuel, you may not be aware of what I'm talking about. We came from somewhere, and that place we are coming from, TBC precisely. So many ills happened there. And this was the type of thing they were doing before Chief Abundance took the step he took. Before he took these steps, many of them were among the people who were saying that Chief Abundance was overstepping. He was in this. I called one, two, three of them who were his friends and his associates over there. Chief Abundance associates in those days. That what people are doing, if you move him out of TBC, things will happen. And they tried it and something happened. Now they are coming after him, trying to say one thing or the other. They cannot succeed. What we all need to do is to calm down and work with him. He has everything good in mind for everyone. And we should always see it that way so that we can achieve our aim and get to our promised land. Please, this is all I have to say. And thank you, Great House.
Hats off to you, Mr. Johnny. If I was near you, I would shake your hand. Very, very, very well said. And I hope we have all listened to what Mr. Johnny said so passionately, because this is the truth and he has said it well. Thank you so much. Any other questions? Any question? I see Reverend Gideon, you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Oh, yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Daniel. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much, Director, ma'am. Thank you, Chief of Staff. Thank you, Director Carr. Please, mine is I noticed I have an observation in one of the accounts. There is a lady I helped got tag before the launch. She had a coin on her wallet, but after the launch, I discovered that there wasn't any coin again in her wallet. Though I tried discussing with Dr. Boas about it, he said I think it's not from his own end. I should just throw the question on the Telegram channel, and that's what I'm doing now. So I don't know if there's any explanation for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Daniel. Any response to that? Any leader in the House or Chief of Staff? Hmm?
Please, what's the question again? My network went off.
Somebody who has lost their coins. Mr. Daniel, you want to just briefly say what you asked again?
Okay, Director, ma'am.
Yes.
The thing is this: the woman got a coin, and the coin was found on her wallet. That was before the launch. But after the launch, the coin was not there in the wallet. At first, I thought maybe she gave somebody a password, but she doesn't even have a phone. She is using a smaller phone. So I related the issue with the finance director, Dr. Boas. Later on, he said no, it wasn't from his own end. So he now encouraged me to come to the Telegram channel and pop the question so that maybe that can be discussed and find a way out about it. Mr. Peter, I keep losing you, please. My network still went off. But I just heard the area where you said um there is somebody's coins were not in the old wallet. I don't know.
The
Uh,
person bought
the,
the the
Chief of
person
Staff.
bought.
yes.
Yes, they apparently they bought coins before we went offline. They claim is the coin was reflected in their account, but now that we come back online, they're not seeing the coin in the account. And the matter was raised, I think, with Dr. Boaz, and so here we are today.
Um, how did they buy the coins? How did you buy the coin, Mr. Peter? How did the person buy the coin? Bought the coin? Okay, it was during when Chief was around. Immediately Chief left, so she bought four. At first, she got one. Later on, her husband now came again and said that they would like to invest more. They now bought four, making five. So after, when they started sending the coin, um, she came around. I saw her wallet. The four coin was there except one, which I related with Dr. Baz that this woman, she actually has five, not four. But now that the exchange rate now came back to the naira, she now said that she has five. So I now asked her that where did you get the five?
We lost him. So you got the answer, Chief of
I
Staff?
discovered that there wasn't any coin again in her wallet, and which immediately I escalated it to Dr. Baz to find out if something happened at the cost of it. Okay, I think when if the email service is back, you should try and reset her account and let's see. Do forgot password on her account. Okay. Okay, Chief of Staff. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Daniel. Okay, any other questions, please?
Yes.
Yes, Rev. Good
Hey, Doc.
afternoon.
Yeah. Good evening here in Nigeria.
Good evening.
I'm speaking from Lagos, Nigeria. I want to thank God for everybody, our chief of staff, our doctor, the training director. Thank you for everyone. Thank you for our chief abundance. Thank you for all the coordinators. I just want to firstly contribute to what we have been saying, especially what the chief of staff have also said, and one of our leaders have said. Regards to the challenges we are having, the challenges,
I'm hearing some music. Okay.
yes, the challenges we are having with people that couldn't appreciate what we are doing or what the abundance is doing, what the coordinators are doing. I just want to say it is normal. You see, fingers are not equal. We are not created the same way and we are not trained the same way. Let's just leave them. Finally, they will come to realize what they are doing is wrong. And those who learn to do good, let them do good. Those who learn to do evil, let them continue. God will pay everybody according to what they are so. So that's just my own contribution to that issue. Let's forget about them. Let's leave them alone. If they can coordinate themselves and put themselves in order, let them do. If not, let them continue. Whatever anybody sow, he will reap. Either you believe it or not. It is a universal law that cannot be erased at all. So that's my contribution. My question now is about staking. My question is about staking. Do we do the staking every day or once and for all? Or do we do it every day? Is it a continuous exercise or we do it once? That's my question about staking.
Okay, thank you, Rev. Chief of Staff, you answering?
Yes, you do it once, and if you want it to be there for a year, it will be there for a year, depending on when you want to take it out.
Okay,
It's just
okay,
one.
okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Rev. Thank you, Chief of Staff. Okay, any other questions, please?
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Fast Success.
Yes, ma. Good evening, everybody, and national leaders. Good morning. Good evening, rather. My question goes to staking. I observed something that when you're staking, the daily profit is not dropping. Is it normal?
Okay, that's your question. Thank you. Yes, Chief of Staff, go ahead.
Uh, I haven't logged in for a few days now because of the OTP, so I can't really tell what is happening. But the reward should be dropping. Uh, it should be dropping. So I don't know, but let's just wait until we're back online.
All right, sir.
Okay, any other questions, please?
Hello, family of situations.
Go ahead, Mr. Christopher.
Yeah. My question is still pertaining to staking.
Mhm.
Where an investor have a 50 coin and the unlocked coin is 12.5, is can the person partake in the staking? If not, is there no room for? Can there be won't there be any room where or a larger number of Tiashans can be allowed to partake in that staking by lowering the minimum amount from 30 to let's say 10, so that larger number of Tiashans can partake in this staking process. That's my question.
Hello, good evening.
Could you hold on, please, Mr. Pius? Please mute.
Okay. Okay.
Mr. Christopher, the minimum amount of coins that you should have unlocked in order to stake is 30. Okay. That is what the exchange is stating. That is our exchange. So you must have 30. Okay. All right. If you do not have 30 unlocked, you cannot stake. You either have to purchase more coins or wait until some monies from your locked amount is released. Okay. But you have to have 30 or more.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Mr. Christopher. Okay, you can mute Mr. Christopher. Mr. Pius, go ahead, please.
Okay, good evening to the House. Please, it's a kind of contribution of what I want to say. I want to suggest that first of all, let me ask a question, then I make a suggestion on that. Is there not any way the programmers can review this staking minimum so that I can reduce it to 5 so that a large number of people can stake their coin? Then I want to also suggest that this staking coin of a coin is going to also help in terms of dumping of coin. It is going to help to reduce the volume of this in circulation, so as to also help the coin to appreciate in value. So that is what I have to say.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pius. I don't know if any leader can respond to that. I mean, because the exchange is slated for 30 coins minimum.
It really will be a matter that Chief Abundance will have to speak to. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to speak to that because currently it's set to 30, and Tiashans are asking for it to be lowered. The Chief CEO would have to speak to that, Chief Abundance.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Carr. Any other questions, please? Any other questions? Okay,
hello,
somebody
leader.
has raised their hand. Go ahead, please. Go
ahead. It a must? Is it a must to do the staking or not?
No. Staking is not mandatory at all. I mean, it's advisable to do it because that is how the coin value is going to grow. So when you stake, your coins are held for a period of time, which makes the coin scarce, which means the supply of the coin has been decreased. And that's a concept of supply and demand. That is how prices rise. Once the supply of something is decreased, that can increase the cost of the price because of the demand. So it's advisable to stake, but it's not mandatory.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question? I just unmuted somebody. I can't remember who it was I unmuted. Person had their hand raised. Any other questions? It's a quiet house today. Here's somebody with their hand raised. Mr. Seth, do you have a question?
Okay, leader.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I stake maybe for 1 month, not a year? or it's compulsory to stake for a year?
Mr. Carr, is it 30 days?
Yes, no, it currently is a flexible staking, which is actually daily. So you can unstake at any time. There's no fixed period. If you stake today, it's a daily staking. So you're staking for 24 hours.
Okay.
You can choose to continue staking or unsubscribe or stop staking.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. As so, that's okay, Mr. Nkulana. All right, Mr. Seth, go ahead, please.
Okay. Our coins that are locked, can it be also stake, including the one that's released?
No, your locked coins cannot be staked. It has to be the unlocked coins in your wallet.
Okay. So probably how much can one stake?
What do you mean? How much
You can stake as much as your personal quota, and it
Okay.
has available, and the pool has available.
All right. All right. Thank you.
There's no limit beyond those.
Okay. All right. Dame, I saw
My
you had
question is,
unmuted. Do you have a question? Mr. Seth, could you mute if you are done with your question, please? Dame, did you have a question? Okay, I can't see her again. Any other questions, please?
I come again. Madam Delia.
Yes, Mr. Pius.
Hello. Please, I want to know. It's like this thing I've asked it before, but I've not gotten definite answer to the question. Uh, how many number of actions do we have? How many are we? That we motivate us. We aid us to do more work on this thing. So it's important. Please, I want to know. I hope
Yeah.
I'm not going beyond protocols.
Yes, Mr. Pius. I think this is the third time you have asked this question, and I think I responded that it's over 100,000 for sure. We do not have the exact number, but I also said when Chief Abundance, he would have the answer to that, and he would be able to give the answer to that when he has the time. To me, that the answer to this question is not so critical right now because we have a lot more critical things happening which deserve more attention. So in time, we will get to the answer to that question. So I ask you to have patience, please. We have heard you. This is the third time. We have heard you, and a response will be given in due time.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Another question is this. Sorry. Uh, Concerning the diaspora city, uh, at what percentage is the work being done? At what percentage?
I don't think I understand that question. With the
Mr.
diaspora
Pius,
city,
please, we cannot answer those
Sorry.
questions. We cannot answer those questions. We cannot answer those questions now, please. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Chief. Thank you.
okay, thank you. Hey, let me see if anybody's hands. Yes, there are two raised hands. Okay. I see Madam Dawn and somebody else's hand was raised. I just allowed you opened and allowed you all to speak. Could you go ahead and ask your question?
Okay. Good evening to everyone. If you're at stake already, but you want to do addition to what you have staked, can it be done?
You want to add some coins to what you have staked. That's what you're
Yes.
asking?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Carl, would you have to unstake and stake again?
So there are three figures you have to always pay attention to: the amount of coins you have available in your wallet,
Mhm.
the amount of coins in the staking pool, and your personal quota. So if you have, for example, 100 coins available for you, and the staking pool has 100 coins, and your personal quota has 100, then if you stake 50 coins, for example, you will still have 50 coins available to stake. And because both the your wallet, your staking pool, and your personal quota still has 50, then you can do a second quote. You can do a second staking, for example, if you want to do 25, and if later you want to do another 25. So long as there is available coins in the staking pool and your personal quota, and you have the coins unlocked in your wallet, you can stake as much times as you want. So you can have multiple stakes in the same pool.
Okay.
However, if you have coins in your wallet and your personal quota, for example, is 100, and you already staked 100 coins, it's going to now be saying zero.
Okay.
So you would not be able to stake in that same pool. You would have to wait for the that pool to finish and a new pool to start for you to be able to stake in that new pool. So that's for you to take into consideration. Once your personal quota gets to zero, you can't stake in that pool anymore. You have to wait for a new pool. All right. I hope
Okay.
that's
Sure.
explained. Thank you.
Mr. Carl, I have to add something to that though, because I did something like this. I mean, I was able to stake. There was enough money in the pool, so I staked twice another amount. However, I noticed that the rewards were only applied to that second stake. So the first stake had rewards, but it stopped once I staked a second time with a new amount. The rewards were only
Um,
applied to that second
the
stake.
the staking is a
So
work in progress,
yeah,
director.
so
'Cause,
I'm just tell let just
yeah,
let me finish. Let me finish. So
go
this is
ahead.
what I did. I sought advice, and this is what I did. I unstaked, I unsubscribed, and so I was able now to pool the two monies together and stake, and that worked.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Thank you
that
very much.
that can work.
Yeah.
But you are one thing you do have to consider: if you have large amount of coins staking, and let's say your personal quota is the same 100 coins, so you have staked your 100 coins, you entered another pool, you try to stake in the new pool, and you realize it stopped the reward from the first one. If you unstake, just be mindful your quota is still going to be 100, so you're going to have coins that you will have in your wallet that you will not be able to stake, because now you would have 200 coins available, but only 100 would quota you would have in that current stake. So you can unsubscribe them, but you will still be subject to your personal quota. So you would have to wait, exhaust that quota, and wait for another stake pool to open up again before you can then restake those coins. So it's not like you can unlock the 200 and stake back in the one stake if the personal quota doesn't allow it. You
Yes,
understand?
understood. Yeah.
Yeah. Just things
Yeah.
to be mindful of. So in a situation like that, I would probably leave them staked until a new quota opens, and then unstake them and try to restake when I have a higher personal quota. Just things to keep in mind.
Good evening, the
Yes.
great house of the action, the global community. It's a pleasure to be here this evening.
Good
I
evening.
have two questions. I have two questions. My first question is to know, I have been seeing other exchanges that permit other new crypto to be listed on their exchanges. I've heard people saying that when will TACC list in other exchanges, exchange, but my mindset is instead, how do we get our exchange attracting other cryptocurrency to come listing in our exchange? So I don't know if there's a projection towards that. Like I know of many projects that are not yet listed in exchanges like Bitcoin and many other. So are we planning to have an exchange where other new cryptocurrency can come in and be listed in an exchange? That's my first question. Now my second question is, I have known of so many blockchain, like a Tom blockchain, the Solana blockchain, and many others. I want to know if that develop a personal blockchain that belongs to that cryptocurrency alone, or it is running on another blockchain. That's my question. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shimini. Chief of Staff, can you answer that?
Yes, your first question, the answer is yes. We will be anticipating and looking forward to having other cryptocurrencies listed on TACC exchange. The second question, TACC is not built on any blockchain, either Solana blockchain or BSC or Ether, or no, TACC is built on its own blockchain. And our own consensus mechanism is proof of authority. Unlike Ethereum that is proof of stake and Bitcoin proof of work. So we have our own blockchain different. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chief of Staff. Okay, we're starting to round off. Any last questions, please?
Yeah, Director, we're at 43 minutes.
Okay, maybe we should. Yes. Yeah, maybe you should stop and start again, Mr. Carr, just in case there are another question.
Okay.
Okay, you can go ahead with your question, please.
Okay, like I was saying, I participated in the class where we spoke about the different wallets that give us access to the blockchain. We spoke of the cold wallet and the hot wallet. So now I've seen the TACC exchange, since we said it is built on the exchange proof of authority. But then I realized that we don't have a public key or a private key. Maybe let's say we don't have a private key or a seed phrase in order to secure our TACC coin personally. I just see a password and a login. I don't know if that will be created in the future, or how can we truly, or if that's not integrated yet in the blockchain.
Okay, thank you. It's a work in progress. But there is a public key. I mean, this is our wallet address. Any other questions? There are two people with their hands up. Yes, I just allowed you all to speak. Do you have a question, Mr. Elias?
Good evening, everyone. I was wondering if this meeting was pre-recorded, because there was a few things I want to go back and look at.
It's always recorded, and a video is always made of the training, and it's posted on YouTube, so you can go back and access that.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Hello, I've come again. Please,
yes, Mr. Perez.
Is our wallet going to have wallet address that you can be using to maybe to transfer coin from, or any something like that from other wallets to here? Is it going to have something like that? A wallet address?
Yes.
Because some wallet don't have wallet address. That wallet address you use it to transfer coin from other wallet to here when we want to.
We all have a wallet address, Mr. Pius, because that is how the first time I bought TACC coins is I used my wallet address. So we all have a wallet address.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let me see if anybody's hand is raised. Any last question before we end?
Hello?
Go ahead, Mr. Christopher.
Yeah, my question is in respect to that wallet address. How do I know my wallet address? That's my question. How do I get my wallet address in case I want to make use of it?
It's in your port. Let me go into my TAC account. Whilst I'm going into that, if anybody knows the answer, because I can tell you exactly where it is.
It depends.
You can get.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead,
Mr.
Chief of Staff. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Weka. Go ahead, Weka. No problem.
Yes, usually you'll be able to get your wallet address where it has the deposit. Once you click on the deposit for TAC, I don't think that is currently activated, but normally that's where you can get your address for whichever coin you have in your wallet. You click on the deposits and it will show you the address and you can copy it and you can use it in another application or another website if you want to do a withdrawal
Okay,
to
thank
that
you.
other. Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay. Right. I think we yeah, it's 2:25 on my end, so I think we can start coming to an end. Chief of Staff, do you have any last words for us this afternoon or this evening? Sorry.
Yes, please. Thanks to the global community of Theations once again. Uh, I want to thank you for always making sure you come for these meetings. Um, do not underestimate what we are doing here. You see, and what matters to people uh, is what they give priority to. So you need to understand that people cannot give 1 hour of their time in order for them to learn things that will emancipate them. But they can spend an entire day, entire week doing things that engaging in other activities that do not add to their own well-being. So in life, everything is a choice. But those of us in TAG that our mind has been stretched, which it will never go back to its original dimension, we must be consistent, we must be persistent, and we must be united. We are already TAC has already left the shore. We are in the middle of the sea now. We can't go back. So while going forward might be difficult, we can't say we will go back. What we will do is that we will keep on going. As if Abundance said, if you cannot run, walk. If you cannot walk, crawl. But by all means, just keep moving. So there's nothing. The challenges are real, but your attitude towards them, your mindset towards them, will make a whole lot of difference. So it's not that um there is no there is it's not that I'm trying to look for the right words to use here, but it's not coming. But I'm just trying to say that whatever we face in life is a test as to the kind of life we say we want. But one thing we must have at the back of our mind is that we must not go back to the system. The system is our enemy already, you know, and it has shown us that it will not emancipate us. So we are our own emancipators and we must act as such. So we're here and we'll keep on doing our part. We'll keep on holding the banner of that attack very high. It's like no retreat, no surrender. The journey continues and we say ahead. Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Doc, for the privilege.
And thank you, Chief of Staff, for your inspiring presentation. And if you came in late and you did not hear that presentation, I ask you to please listen to the recording or the video will be posted later on in the week. And I just want to encourage all of y'all to go through the playlist, our playlist. There are lots of videos since, is it August that I started creating these videos where you can, and especially the audios are taking up your data. You have YouTube videos with those trainings. So I would advise you all to go back you may want to go back and check them out again, because there are some very useful trainings that you will need to resort to, especially now that we are on the exchange. So
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you all of y'all for coming and for just being patient and doing the needful. So I have unmuted all of you, so you can unmute and say good day, goodbye, and have a lovely evening. Remember, it is finished.
Bye.
Bye,
Goodbye.
everybody.
Very good,
Bye.
man. Thank you.
Blessings.
Bless you all.
Dr. Delia. One love, brother Aki.
Mr. Jason.
God doing.
Of exciting
Bless
times.
you all.
Put your money intact, put your money intact, invest and show that your money come back. Put your money intact, put your money intact, invest and show that your money come back. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack, one child, one youth, one tack, 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 tack. Become financially free, join the abundance community, diaspora city. Yeah, we got global accessibility, your future, your currency. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack, one child, one youth, one tack, 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 tack. Become financially free. Join the Abundance Community Diaspora City. Contact our website or social media for more info. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack, one child, one youth, one tack,